Have you ever wondered why so many people work hard, pray, fast, do everything right, and yet remain trapped in debt, anxiety, and lack? Maybe the problem is not a lack of effort, nor a lack of faith. Maybe the problem is that you were taught to survive like a servant, when you could think and decide like a king. Solomon, the wisest and wealthiest man who ever lived, did not accumulate prosperity by chance. He followed eternal principles, recorded in the Bible, that sustained families, kingdoms, and entire generations. And today, you will discover 7 infallible biblical businesses, revealed through the wisdom of Solomon. Businesses that never collapse, because they do not depend on governments, crises, or fragile systems. They are born from the wisdom of God. But pay close attention. Each principle you hear here may contain the key that separates the life you are living from the life you were meant to live. So do not leave this video. What you are about to hear can forever change the way you see money, purpose, and prosperity. Business 1: Land and real estate, the power of legacy. From the very first chapters of the Bible, land was never just a piece of ground. When God said to Abraham, "Look north, south, east, and west. All this land I will give to you," he was not speaking only of physical space. He was speaking of stability, inheritance, and future. Land is prophetic. It represents the place where purpose takes root, and where time works in your favor. The difference between paying rent your entire life and building lasting wealth is not only financial, it is spiritual. While currencies rise and fall, while systems change, the land continues to produce. A simple plot, a house to renovate, a distant property. What seems small today can become an inheritance for children and grandchildren. Now reflect. Are you living only to occupy space? Or are you building something that will remain after you? Because Solomon would say this: those who understand the value of land understand that prosperity is not about immediacy. It is about long-term vision. Business 2: Education as an asset, wealth no one can steal. Solomon wrote, "Get wisdom, and with all you possess, get understanding." He knew that gold can be lost, land can be taken, but wisdom, no one can steal it. Education is an eternal asset. It does not wear out, it does not depreciate, and it multiplies in every environment. Joseph prospered in Egypt because he had understanding. Daniel was exalted in Babylon because his wisdom surpassed all others. Today, a single skill can generate courses, mentorships, books, lectures, and entire businesses. Maybe you are sitting on a treasure and don't even realize it. Your experience, your pain, your victories, all of this can be transformed into provision and still bless other people. So the question is direct. Have you been multiplying your knowledge or burying your talent? If wisdom is an eternal asset, it always prepares the way for the next step. Business 3: Agriculture and livestock, the principle of multiplication. During a severe famine, Isaac sowed in that same land and reaped 100-fold. Why? Because the blessing was not only in the land, but in the principle. Agriculture and livestock represent consistency. They represent the understanding that prosperity is built seed by seed. Solomon advised, "Know the condition of your flocks." That is management. That is vigilance. That is responsibility. Today, food never loses its value. Production never becomes unnecessary. gardens, small-scale farming, collective projects. How many ideas have you ignored because they seemed too small? Yet every harvest begins unseen. Are you merely consuming? Or are you cultivating something that will bear fruit tomorrow? Business 4, diversification. Do not depend on a single door. Solomon wrote something powerful. Invest in 7, yes, in 8. For you do not know what disaster may come upon the land. This is not poetry. It is economic strategy. Depending on a single source is vulnerability. One job, one income, one pillar, one crisis, and everything collapses. Diversifying is not a lack of faith. It is an act of faith. It is saying, God, I do not limit your provision to a single door. Extra income, digital products, services, monetized talents. Those who understand this do not panic during crises. They create new paths. Business 5, commerce and expansion. Think beyond your own backyard. Solomon traded with nations. He imported. He exported. He built alliances. Commerce has always been a driver of prosperity. Today, with a smartphone, anyone can sell to the world. Physical products, digital products, knowledge. The problem was never a lack of opportunity. It was a limited mindset. Do you see yourself only as a consumer? Or have you realized that you can also be a provider? Prosperity grows when vision expands. Business 6, movement. Where there is action, there is provision. In the Bible, nothing prospers while standing still. Moses' staff only performed miracles when it was lifted. Peter's boat only became abundance when it left the shore. Today, transportation is income. Movement creates flow. Car, motorcycle, bicycle. The resource is already in your hands. What is missing is the decision. Stagnation blocks. Movement activates. Business 7, art, music, and creativity. The gift that opens doors. God filled craftsmen with wisdom. David entered the palace by playing the harp. Creative gifts were never just hobbies. They were always instruments of provision. Today, art becomes income. Creativity becomes a profession. Talent becomes a legacy. How many gifts have been forgotten? Because someone said, that doesn't make money? Perhaps that very gift is exactly what God wants to multiply. Now the question is inevitable. What will you do with this wisdom? Will you continue waiting for miracles without changing your decisions? Or will you start today to build a legacy? Solomon taught us something clear. Prosperity begins in the mind, manifests in decisions, and is sustained by purpose. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to the channel now, and write in the comments, "My prosperity begins today." Because when you declare it, you take a stand. And those who choose wisdom never walk alone.